subscribers and viewers of OWUUBII channel. I want to welcome you back to this wonderful channel. I want to ask you certain few questions. When was the last time you used a UniFi controller or UniFi software application? There have been quite some few changes which has been added to this wonderful software from UniFi. So in this video we are going to go through these features which has actually been added to this software or controller. So kindly stay tuned and watch. Thank you. So the first thing I need to do without wasting time is to launch my UniFi Network Server. So initially it was UniFi Network Controller, now it was changed to UniFi Software Application. Now it is UniFi Network Server. So let me launch it. Let me launch this software, and then we can further go ahead with details about it. I think when you look through it, it's quite different. Let me just change it into I just want to change it into dark mode so that it can easily be visible. Okay, all right, so let's go back here, up here. And so when you open this software, which is a UniFi software, from the top here we can see site switcher, and normally that's where you see the site switcher. And so at this point you can create site. This is the default one I'm working on. This is another one I created this morning, which gives you a different site from the default site. So you can create multiple sites depending on where you're working. Okay, and so let's go back to the default site. When we come to the default site, I don't know why this has gone back. Let me just try and do the changes, and then we can proceed. Okay, so back on the default site, when you click on the dashboard, it gives you a preview of the entire, or it gives you analysis of the entire connected devices on this UniFi network server. At my left side you can see self-hosted, which means this network server is not hosted on a cloud key, a UniFi Dream machine, but actually is being hosted on my laptop or on a computer. And so this is the version I'm currently using. Okay, and these are totally 18 connected devices or 18 connected access points I worked on. They are currently offline because I'm not physically connected to all those networks. That's a disadvantage. And this is my server IP. At this point you can see most active client. It simply tells you most active clients, like currently active clients which are on the network concurrently using it. Okay, so basically this is what this tab talks about. If we go further into it, you will be able to see the list of all active connected devices down here. You'll be able to see the name, the MAC address, the vendor connection. Vendor simply means the brand of connected devices, the connection, network, Wi-Fi, the experience, signal technology it uses, the channel it uses, the IP address, and also 802.1x identity. And these are all connected devices, whether Wi-Fi or wired. So when you go further onto the tabs up here, you will see Wi-Fi. So it means you'll be able to see all Wi-Fi connected devices on this app. And then when you click on wired, you'll be able to see all wired connected devices. At the right side you can see online and offline. which simply tells you if those devices are online or they are offline, and you'll be able to see the days and the weeks they've been online or offline. Let's go back to the dashboard. At the right side here, you will see most active access points. Okay, so in this, the first side, it was talking about client, which means clients connected to the access point. And then this part of it, it is telling you the access points. Okay, most connected access points. And so these are all access points which I configured using this network server, this UniFi Network Server. So you can see all these are mesh access points. This is AP mesh Pro, sorry, and these are AP mesh, and then you have our LRs and AC lights here. If you look further, you can see the name I gave to each access point based on their locations. Okay, you can see the application which was used, so all was network. You can see the status. If anyone is online, you'll be able to see it here, which will be stated online. And these are their various IP addresses. These are their various IP addresses. You have your uplink here, the parent device. Okay, if it's in a mesh technology, it means it might be connected to a parent device, so you'll be able to see them listed down here. And these are the channels, the connection type, the experience, and we have 24-hour USA. 24-hour usage. You have download and upload, and so on each device you'll be able to see download speeds and upload speeds. Let's go back to the dashboard. When you come further down, you can see signal strength, session times. When you click it further, it's just like what we just went through with regards to the wired and wireless connections, but this one specifically deals with wired connections. Let's go back. At the right side or the right tab, we can see radio TX retrace. When you click it, it tells you all connected devices, just like where we just went to. So let's go back there again. Now it has mostly two types of channels it uses, which is the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz. And then under it you can see list of channels. So these are frequencies, it uses. Under the frequencies you can see the channels it uses, which is from 1. So 2.4 gigahertz uses channels from 1 to 11, whilst 5 gigahertz frequency uses channels from 36 to 165. So from here you will be able to see, when you click further, you'll be able to see all connected radios. So these are various networks that I created. Each network comes with connected devices, which are both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, and you would be able to see the models as well and the kind of MIMO it uses. Some uses 3x3, some uses 2x2. Okay, you can even go ahead and then select by custom the kind of various frequencies, the MIMO it uses, whether it is wired or meshed. Okay, so example, if I choose 2.4 gigahertz, it's only going to select 2.4 gigahertz for me. If I select 5 gigahertz, it's going to only select 5 gigahertz for me. If I select 2x2, that's exactly how it works on this tab. We can even go ahead and create a new network and assign access points to this network we will create here, but I'm not creating any yet. So these are various networks I created, and this is under radio. Okay, so if you look carefully through this part of it, you would be able to see access points and meshed access points which are connected to this main access point. All right, so these are all, as you can see, this is the main access point, and these are the mesh access points that are connected to this one. If you come down here, the same thing applies. Right, if you go to the coverage, it is able to tell you how wide this coverage goes, how wide this Wi-Fi access points covers. And if you need to optimize the performance, you click here. But currently we don't have any access point, so it doesn't make sense in any way. And so you'll be able to see the access point density, whether it is good or bad up here. If we come to the connectivity, it is able to differentiate between all clients association, which includes 802.11 open authentication and association. You can see all access points authentication, which includes WPA 2 or 3 security authentication and 802.1x radius authentication, enterprise into bracket. You'll be able to see non-unified gateway DHCP, which presents data from 4-phase process of a device acquiring an IP address, example 192.168.5.1.5 from DHCP service. If we come to internet, it will be able to show you the DNS, which presents data pertaining to a DNS service converting a host name, just like DNS works. And then lastly, you will be able to see server, which successfully verifies that traffic is passing through an access point after the successful completion of preceding phases. So that is what this tab under connectivity does. If we come to the environment, the environment specifically talks about Wi-Fi channel interference, which is between two frequencies, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. And under it, we have these channels. So if there are any interference going on, I think you would be able to see its graphical look down here, but there is no active connection here, so you would not be able to actually see what is going on. Okay, now let's go back to the dashboard again. Yeah, so basically you have activity insights, all access points connected down here. So this is just a dashboard as it is, a general view of it. And then down here you'll be able to see the server IP, the system uptime, admin activity. Okay, all down here. Now let's move from the dashboard and get into the next one, which is the topology. Topology actually gives you graphical outlook of how the devices are connected from the access point to the client connecting to the access point. It gives you a very nice, beautiful graphical outlook on this page. But there's no active connected devices, so we leave it here. Basically, that's what it does here under topology. So we go to the next one, is UniFi devices. So just like on the dashboard, the previous places we went to, actually when we clicked it, it carries us straight forward to this part of the tab, and basically it's the same thing, which is about all connected devices under UniFi devices. So this tab basically tells you all connected UniFi devices which are either active or offline, and it tells you each status, the IP addresses it uses. It's able to tell you the frequency and channels it uses, and it's able to also tell you the download and upload speeds on this UniFi access points and devices. The next one we move to, and so when we click one of it, it is able to tell you details about that particular access point. Okay, it tells you details about that access point. When you click on the insights, it's able to give you some graphical information about the device. When you go to the settings, this is where you can actually change the name, change the kind of frequency and channel width it should use. You can locate it if in case you don't know the particular device you are dealing with physically. You can upload the firmware as well. When we come down, which is client devices, this basically tells you about any Wi-Fi or wired connected devices which are not UniFi devices. So in this case, these are personal computers, laptops, mobile phones, printers, and other connection to this network. So at this point, you'll be able to see all list of connected either Wi-Fi or wired devices on this network. This part is not actually dealing with UniFi. When we come down here, radio, this talks about various radio access points which are specifically UniFi brands connected or offline. So at this point, you'll be able to see a list of all of them connected with their model names, the frequency it uses, the channel width it uses, and the kind of MIMO technology it uses. You can also go ahead and create networks of this Wi-Fi or wired networks. Wired connected devices. So each network here has a number of access points connected to them. When we come down to networks, if we check up here, this is a new feature which has been added onto this software, which is the AI detections. The AI detection, will be locked here as they are identified. So if there are any UniFi devices which are AI powered or they are AI infused, it will be able to identify itself on the software here, right? Down, underneath it, you will be able to see the Wi-Fi and the list of networks which are connected to it. And so let's say we configure. If you select one of it, you'll be able to configure and actually associate devices to it. It's just like creating a network of devices. So it's the same thing. Okay, so it comes with 2.4 and 5 gigahertz frequencies. It gives you the names of the networks, the network type, the name, the security it uses, right? We can even go ahead and configure a new network, new virtual network. I can change the name of this network, right? I can change it if I want, or I leave it at default, or I can create a new virtual DHCP guiding. Okay, so which protects against rogue DHCP servers by only permitting trusted ones. It improves network bandwidth by only sending multicast traffic such as AirPlay to the intended network devices. This may, however, increase multicast latency and drop any non-registered multicast. So I leave it at default, and then I go ahead and add from here and create. Okay, VLAN. I need to put in a VLAN ID here. So it checks this VLAN ID. Checks the network configuration of your third-party gateway. So if I add it, I go ahead and create it, or at least one DHCP server IP. Okay, so let me create a DHCP server IP. Not one, and then I add, and then I add from here. So which means now I have two networks that I've created, the default one and the new one I've created, which is under networks, right? If we come to internet, you'll be able to see that internet is flowing on the connected UniFi devices listed down here, and you can see add secondary internet connection. So we can give it a name, expected ISP speed, put it all down here. The advanced, under the advanced you can see auto and manual, VLAN ID, smart queue, UPnP, dynamic DNS, DHCP, COS, IP version 4 configuration, IP version 6 configuration. It's all down here. If we come to VPN, this is a part where you can configure a VPN server, a VPN client, or site-to-site VPN on this software, and it will affect the network as well. When we come to security, this is where you can configure your security, which is with regards to traffic identification, and then country restrictions. Okay, so this is it, country traffic identification, and then country restrictions. Under traffic identification, it identifies and shows information on the type of traffic that is passing through the UniFi gateway. So in this case, it means you are using what, UniFi gateway or maybe UDM Pro, but on a physical machine like what I'm currently using, it will not be idle for you to go with this kind of configuration, since it's not a gateway or a UDM Pro. When we go to port forwarding, this is where you can actually do your port forwarding configurations in the gateway or UDM Pro. And then we have traffic and firewall rules. This can also be done. We have the simple form and the advanced form, which you can block FTP. You can do firewall configurations or configure traffic rules based on FTP, H.323, GRE, PPTP, and TFTP. Okay. When we come down to routing, this one only gives access to static routes. Okay, you don't have those various routes like OSPF, BGP, and other routing protocols. This one only has static routing. It only gives you a static route where you can do your static routing configurations. When we come down to profiles, this is where you can actually create profiles to quickly apply custom settings and reduce network configuration time. So on the right, you can see Ethernet port. Right. We can see Wi-Fi speed limit. We can see radius, we can see IP groups. So based on the configuration that is done here, it will actually apply to the profile you create under site switcher. Under system, this is where we can do our customized settings on this software or network server. So this is where I can change the background theme, how it looks, either light or dark or based on the system, and then the time zone can be changed here, the country, the site name, the device name as well. Okay, you can even go ahead site management and click on site management, multi-site management, right? Yeah, so this is where you can actually do this. Use multiple logically separated sites to manage groups of devices and site configurations. You can actually do that. We can even go ahead and export. We can go ahead and export the site, okay, to another network application running a machine or a newer version. Running a matching version or a newer version of this UniFi Network Server. So you can actually export this profile. And this is the network version which is being used. When you click here, you'll be able to see further released versions. Okay, so the next one for me to talk about is admins. So at this point, this is where you can actually, so this is default admin, this is what I'm currently using, and you can add or you can invite someone to have access to your network server. But so you can assign an email, which is the person you're inviting, and the username the person should use. And down here you can assign roles, which is site administrator. The person can only view, or just a hotspot manager, right? And then you can let the person either manage all sites or just the current site you're working on. When we come down here, we can see system logs. So it's basically about the logs, issues that are happening to the network devices, the UniFi access points. Either something critical needs to be done, it's going to give out logs down here. If it needs an update, it's going to list them down here. If admin connected to it and did certain things on this network server, it is going to tell you exactly, just like we've seen here. You'll be able to see all connected clients down here. You'll be able to see all access points connected down here. And then at this point, push notification settings is where you can actually enable certain alerts based on certain activities that might be going on the various UniFi access points with regards to using backup internet. Okay, so it says a UniFi gateway is using a backup internet connection because its primary one has been disrupted, so it gives you an alert. Or you can ask it to send you an email. In this case, the email I put in here, sorry, let me go back. This email is going to be receiving notification based on the configurations that are done here. Where am I? Sorry, at the push notifications, right? So that is gonna go do. That's what it's gonna do. So, and another one is the UniFi LTE data limit warning, UniFi device discovery adoption, UniFi device connection change, UniFi using backup power, device IP assignment failures, smart power restart device, DNS server issues, radio server issues. So it goes on and on down here. You can even allow alert notifications for security detections, that detection and prevention. It talks about intrusion. So let's say suspicious network activity has been detected or blocked, it gives you an alert. About updates, admin activity, client activities, okay, AP events. These are all alerts you can actually enable, which these alerts you will either see these alerts in the UniFi Network Server once you log in, or an email will be sent to you once you allow these alerts to be sent via emails. The last one to talk about is, I think we've spoken about it already. Yes. So basically, and then there is something down here which is InnerSpace. I think it's a new feature UniFi is trying to add it up to this software network server, which is the InnerSpace, and it's an early access. I think it's basically works like the topology, where it gives you a list of connected devices, but at this point it's a kind of map. It gives you a platform where you can place various devices at vantage points, just like I'm doing, right? You can view it in Wi-Fi form or in camera form, okay? These are all offline, so I don't know how it's gonna work, but if I get them back online, I guess it's gonna work wonderfully nice. Okay, so these are just this is a new release. UniFi wants to add it up to their network server. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this wonderful video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share my videos, and your comments are expected. Thank you very much.